Right, so we are now doing question 5 of the same question paper. Do question 5 and 6. It says find the equation of the cubic graph shown below. All right, so you have the x-intercepts, so you know where the graph passes through the x-axis. So you definitely need to be familiar with what formula, so to speak, to use to do a cubic function. Right, good. So to start right off, we are going to use the one that says y equals to, in bracket, you can say x minus x sub 1, and then x minus x sub 2 all squared. And the reason why I'm doing that, is there's an a, is because it touches here, so that's a repeated kind of a root there. Okay, so the solutions for this would be x equals to 3, and then x equals to 2 minus 2, x equals to minus 3. That's the solution, and x equals to 2 over 3. Those are the solutions. So this one like repeat itself because it just touches. So I'm going to use that one here, okay? Because the curve it crosses the x-axis in this particular case here, and also it crosses it once and touches it once. So that's why I'm using that particular one there. Okay, so that's been I also have a point here. That's the point 0,6, okay, for x and for y. So I'm going to use that. So if you have y is 6 equals to a, okay, then in bracket I'm going to have x minus negative 3, okay, and I have now this one here. Think about this particular point here. It's x equals to 2 over 3. It can be written as 3x minus 2 equals to 0. So I'm going to write it as 3x minus 2 equals to 0 all squared. Okay, this makes my work slightly easier, okay, than opposed to taking the whole 2 over 3 and putting it there. But again, you can also do that. You will definitely arrive at the same answer if you multiply out your equation. So this is 6 equals to, so that's a, that's x plus 3, that's 3x minus 2 all squared. All right, now if you were to substitute in the values of x, because I've substituted the value of y in, right, from this particular point here, so x would be 0 and that would be 0 there. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to have a is 3 times negative 2, t times 4. Yeah, so 6 equals to 12a. So this gives you that a equals to 6 over 12. That 6 over 12 looks very interesting. Let's just clean that up nicely so we can have it. So it's 6 over 12, which is a half. Okay, right. Now my equation, finally, you can repeat like this. You can say y equals to 1/2 in bracket. You can say x plus 3, and the other one is 3x minus 2 all squared. This is also an acceptable answer. Then you can still go ahead and do other things like people can go ahead and work out, calculate. I can accept answers like y equals 4.5, perhaps 4.5. This is also things you can, if you were to multiply and continue, x cubed plus 7.5x squared minus 16x plus 6. Well, if you were to multiply this out, this is what you are going to be getting. Okay, I also see answers like this, 4.5, and then in bracket you have x plus 3, and then here you have x minus 2 over 3 all squared, which is just basically an extension of this. All right, but this is also an acceptable solution. But okay, so I guess nothing wrong with this method here. Just rewriting it like that. That's more or less all that I'm looking for. Right, we got to question 6. It says they are supposed to find the values A, B, and C for which these two are identical to each other. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this X and I'm going to say, because I want to find what that value is, right? And if I multiply it out, so I'm going to say X, then I have 2x squared minus 3x plus 4 plus A multiplying to 2x squared minus 3x plus 4. Right, I know it will be identical to the other stuff. I'm looking for the coefficient. So this is 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x. That is we multiply out plus 2ax squared minus 3ax plus 4a. Okay, right. So this gives me eventually, if I have to clean it up a bit, right? So you can see that this one here and this one here are like terms, all right? And also perhaps this 4x minus 3x are like terms. Okay, so that means I'm going to have it as 2x cubed. That one is as it is minus. Okay, perhaps I can write this plus. Now I'm only taking the coefficients. 2a coefficient of the x squared minus 3, and I put the x squared outside. I hope you follow what I do there. Plus, and then I have 4 minus 3a. That is the coefficient of the x ones. Okay, and then obviously the other one remains as it is plus 4a. Good. So from here on, you go ahead and you equate the coefficients. That means you want to equate the coefficients basically from what you have over here. So that is 2x squared, that is b, and that is minus 2. All right, basically that's what I'm going to do. All right, so I'm going to equate. So the first one I can work with is the 4 minus 3a, and that is the one for x. It is therefore going to equal to minus 2. Okay, and another one that I will use is the one that's b equals to the one of the x squares, 2a minus 3. Okay, right. So this is the two equations that I have. This one here I can definitely calculate. This one here will give me a equals to 2 if you were to calculate it. All right, and now you can find b by saying 2 times 2 minus 3, and that is b is equal to 1. Okay, so now we can find our value of c, and our value of c will say c equals to 4a, equating the constant. The c here is related equal to the 4a that we have right here. Okay, the constants equal to each other. Right, so what do we know? We know that a is 2, all right? Therefore, that is equal to 8. So, eventually, a equals to 2, b equals to 1, and c equals to 8. This is the solution that we're looking for, all right, for those various questions. Perhaps I can take question 7 in as much as I can. I was doing question 3 and 4, also 5 and 6. I can perhaps take question 7 also in this one. Right. Well, there are a lot of things that you can remember. The square root of a is nothing but a raised to the power half. There are many ways that you can do this. All right. So what I will do is I can perhaps work with that, or I suggest that maybe you try a different approach. One of the approaches obviously would be to isolate, to get this term and get it over one side, okay? is also what people can do. Maybe we go for that route and not use this one, just as a matter of fact. So this is going to be 3a minus 4 is equal to 11 square root of a. Okay, right, I'm going to put this in brackets, and what I'm going to do, I want to get rid of that square root. I am going to square, and I must also square both sides. 11 squared is 121. A, the square root and the square cancel, and I have here 3a minus 4, and then that's 3a minus 4. Okay, so that gives me 9a squared. So we have 3a minus 4, that's minus 12a. Then you have minus 12a, and then you have plus 16. Minus 121a equals to 0. So eventually I have 9a squared minus 24a minus 121a plus 16 equals to 0. Okay, so just to clean it up, so I have got negative 24 minus 121. Okay, that is 145. So eventually it's 9a squared minus 145a plus 16 equals to 0. Well, you can go ahead and solve this equation, right? I'm going to use a shortcut, but remember, you are going to use a quadratic equation formula in order for you to find the unknown values, right? You are not to use this type of calculator in the exam. All right, so my two answers, I have a equals to 16 or a equals to 1 over 9. 1 over 9. Okay, so this is what the value of, according to that, is value of a is. All right, a equals to 16. Just want to make sure, and a equals to 9 minus 145 plus 16. A equals to 16 or 1 over 9. Right, but 1 over 9, well, 1 over 9 most probably won't work. Okay, so let us just check our answer to see if it works again. So let me just go back and I say 3 times 1 over 9. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm looking at this minus 11 times the square root of 1 upon 9 minus 4. Does it give me 0? No, it doesn't give me 0. All right, so it doesn't give me 0. So if I was to check that one, it won't work. But if I check the other answer, which is 16, so if I check 16, when you are dealing with the square root stuff, it's always important that you check your answers to see if your answers are giving. Yes, 16 works. So this one is not. So the correct answer, A, is equal to 16. Okay, so this one is not valid. It won't work because if you substitute in there, it doesn't give you 0. So many ways you can do it. This is just but one way I did that.